Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, the Kryptonian saying, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 544. Man, what did Oda just do to my dude Sanji? He turned him out, man. And the cover page is literally titled One of the Girls. And you got Sanji with them hairy ass legs, man. He's wearing the dress, got the cigarette in his mouth, the really bad makeup. Like, Sanji looks like one of those, wow. Wow. You know what, Sanji? Let me tell you something, right? See, I see you be making eyes and stuff at Nami, right? And you looking like that, she ain't gonna want nothing to do with you, alright? Like, she ain't gonna want nothing to do with you. You might be able to get Nico Robin. You know, she's somewhere making sandwiches in prison, okay? Like, she building roads and shit. You know, Nico Robin and take a rough looking dude like that. Nami got to get perfection. He just executed himself out the Nami sweepstakes. Alright? So, real talk though, right? I love what Oda did here, okay? I love what he did with this chapter. It's getting really, really good. Really good, okay? You have Luffy speaking to Blackbeard. And this dude, when I tell you he's talking some trash, right? He's talking straight junk to get Luffy completely riled up and ready to spark into action for a fight. And while they do fight, it's the setup that leads to the fight. Blackbeard tells him, he says, yeah, you know what? You should thank your brother at his grave, okay? Because, I mean, hey, Sky Island existed, so I guess it's possible for you to save your brother. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. And I love what happened here, okay? I love the fact that Blackbeard, when he tells Luffy to thank Ace at his grave, he's referring to the fact that Blackbeard originally wanted to fight Luffy and take his head to the world government because defeating the guy who defeated Crocodile will help him become one of the 7 warlords. Okay, I can go with that, okay? I can go with that. But Ace finds out and Ace says, look, you did the unthinkable on Whitebeard's ship. I'm already coming for you, but that's my brother right there. You cannot kill my brother. And that essentially is what led to Ace getting captured. And so it makes sense, you know, hey, you know, Oda is pulling at the heartstrings for Luffy. And you get this one shot where you can't see Luffy's eyes. And it's as he walks past Blackbeard. And it just shows you Luffy is struggling with an internal dilemma. On one hand, his brother protected him. On the other hand, Ace is probably going to get killed off. And Luffy is rushing against the clock to try and stop it. But what I found interesting out of Blackbeard's comments is when he's talking to Crocodile, he tells Crocodile, I have plans, and he says later on that he's going to do something to shake the whole world. And what really gets me about that is Oda directly telling us Blackbeard right now, I'm going to call it. This might sound crazy. This might sound crazy. Blackbeard might fuck around and be the final villain. And I know you're like, wait a second, wait a second. And I got something similar to this back when Naruto was going on. I kept saying around, I got the volumes here. I kept saying around volume 44 that I thought that Toby was Obito. And people are like, oh, that's not true, that's not true. But too many signs were pointing at it. The Sharingan being on the opposite side of Kakashi, the way the hair was put up, his knowledge about the Uchiha clan. I mean, just small stuff. And the fact that he kept referring to Madara in third person, but then he would switch it up and say I. And it's just like, there were small breadcrumbs being dropped there. And it's the same thing here. Blackbeard has a plan that's going to shake the world. He's already moving against the world government. He just got the title of the 7 warlord. And it's just like Crocodile says, by coming here, you just threw away your title. And for him to talk so big and for Magellan to just use this venom fruit and basically have this dude being burned with the poison and potentially be captured, it's like Oda's like right now He's not there, but he's going to play a bigger part later on. And what you'll also notice is if you go back to one of the character statements, and this is why I keep saying language is so important. You know, it's really easy to get caught up in the fact, Luffy versus Whitebeard in this fight. This was so awesome. Luffy came through, hit Blackbeard with a huge punch after telling him, hey man, you said you're going to kill me. How about you try that now? Blackbeard uses his devil fruit. Blood comes out. Crocodile's just like, he's made out of rubber. How is he bleeding? And see, all that's what I call a red herring, okay? That's meant to distract you from what Oda's actually setting up. He's giving you a brief glimpse into the fight. Okay, sure. Okay? This is a battle shonen. You need it. That's a red herring. What we really need to be paying attention to is right here. When you have Jinbe comes in and takes one of Luffy's attacks and stops him and says, don't forget what your main purpose is. So it's right there telling you right now, Blackbeard is being a red herring. He's meant to distract you from the main purpose. Okay, sure. But at the same time, look at the other line that Jinbe says. Jinbe doesn't talk much in this chapter, but when he speaks, it's being set up to foreshadow future events, in my opinion, because he says he's become something different from when I saw him on Whitebeard's ship. I don't know how, but that devil has the power to defeat Ace now. And so it just shows you that Blackbeard is this guy nobody paid attention to, and he's rising up. Normally, when an author has a character like that, they're saving them for a bigger purpose. Okay? They're not being kept along for no reason. Blackbeard still has a bigger purpose to serve in the story. I don't know how it's coming about, and given the fact that Oda builds this stuff up over a long period of time, it just shows you it's coming. And there's another line in this that makes me think that Blackbeard is probably, if he's not the final villain, he's going to be one of the last obstacles to stand in front of Luffy when he goes to get the One Piece. And what I'm referring to is he says, well, the One Piece is real. And he looks at Luffy as he says it, and he looks at him out the side of his eye. And so that's letting me think like, okay, Oda is dropping not just breadcrumbs, he's dropping chunks of bread. But because we're so hungry for the action and because we're so focused on Luffy saving Ace, we're going to devour it real quick and then move on to the next point. And because you got Magellan working his way towards them, more hype is coming. And the fact that Ivankov took out Sadie really easily, the chief jailer, leads me to believe that I am going to be right. We are going to see Magellan versus Ivankov. That's going to happen. But the other thing that I thought was pretty interesting about this is Oda might be foregoing the whole rematch thing because the chief jailer was taken out so easily. And you have Jinbe saying stay focused. See, Luffy of the past would be like, oh, you're in my way. Okay, I'm going to kick your ass and I'm going to go back to do what I'm doing. He has to prioritize saving his brother now. So that's going to be really interesting to see where Oda kind of takes that whole thing. But my chapter question to you guys is going to be, what were your thoughts on Blackbeard, okay? Because Blackbeard in this chapter, it goes back to what I was saying. He doesn't feel as if he is a character who is just there to kind of move the story along, okay? And I'm not doing this to throw shade, but at this point in the story, that's what Nico Robin is, okay? And that's what Usopp is. So I'm not throwing shade. I'm just making a point. Like, right now, they're on the crew, and they serve the purpose of helping Luffy. They are very firmly entrenched in being what is called the hero's helpers. When you look at the hero's journey, which is, you know, the whole thing Joseph Campbell, you know, did his books and everything on, and that framework that a lot of authors use. But when you look at that, okay, the hero has his helpers. They get introduced. They have their own little subplots, and then at some point, they exist to help the main hero get to their point. And then every now and then they'll be used to pull the hero back on track. So it makes sense. You know, they're there to kind of swift along. They've had their character arcs, and they might do something every now and then to slightly take the story off track or put it back on course. But Blackbeard is not that character. Obviously, he's an antagonist, but with Blackbeard, he is that boulder that's popped up. Could think about it. Luffy, all he had to do is just keep fighting his way forward. Magellan was playing catch up by fucking around with Luffy like he did. Blackbeard slowed Luffy down, but he stopped the story, introduced new information, at least to Luffy as a character. We as readers knew that Blackbeard captured Luffy. He drops in more stuff about his plans, breadcrumbs. He interacts with Crocodile. Crocodile takes interest in him. Jinbe takes interest in him. He's literally disrupting the current. And like I was saying before with other, damn, I can't even speak right now. I said prefer, but before, what I was talking about is you have those characters where they disrupt the current and everything spreads apart and everything, but eventually it gets right back on track. But they briefly interrupted everything. That's what Blackbeard did. So I'm really loving Blackbeard right now. Like I like the guy enough where when I get caught up, I might make like Blackbeard my avatar for the channel, man. I like what I see with Blackbeard right now, man. Like really like what I see because I like characters who disrupt stuff. I'm between Blackbeard and Doflamingo because, you know, Doflamingo, man, like the few times I've seen him and just his fucking design is so awesome, man. But the other thing I thought was interesting, I just thought about this. I was about to wrap up and say chapter question and thank you for watching. I did chapter questions, so I was going to do thank you for watching. But I like the fact that Blackbeard says your hockey's gotten even stronger. And it's just like Luffy was using hockey back then and didn't realize it. And I'm like, so Blackbeard caught on to it. But wow. So hockey's a real thing. Like, obviously it's a real thing, but I didn't realize Luffy was using it back then. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the other thing about hockey is in the SB corner in this chapter, Oda, you know, addresses something. And I think, again, I love that I get to read the volumes because the SB corners answer some of the questions that I have as I'm reading. And because One Piece is, you know, weekly, you know that by the time that the volumes and everything come out, Oda has, you know, gotten some of the questions and can kind of answer like this. And that's why I like that he does this. He says, no. When Ivankov winked, he wasn't using hockey. I'm like, wait, he wasn't? I thought he used hockey. You know, because that's like the big thing now. And what it was is when he blinks, he just creates this huge gust of wind. And that's how he does it. So it's like, oh, it wasn't hockey, it's literally wind. And I guess like when you watch this in the anime, it becomes more clear. You know, hockey probably has like a real distinct, I skipped the Boa Hancock shit on, you know, the island. I didn't really care to watch that. But obviously I'm going to watch it when I catch up on One Piece. But I wanted to catch like the Impel Down stuff. But obviously when hockey is being used, it's probably got like its own distinct, you know, distortion and coloring and everything, whereas when wind gets used, we've seen wind be used in One Piece before, so it's probably pretty clear. And you know, because this is a manga and it's black and white, I didn't catch it, so I apologize for that. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching the end of the video, guys. Have an awesome day.